Hello and welcome to the first of what we're going to class as our Boffix roundtable discussions. The whole point of this is to give you, the client and the user of Boffix, an opportunity to have a little bit of a peek behind the curtains of what your problems have been over the last month or so. Our aim is to make sure that we bring these out on a month-by-month basis and cover some topics that have been troubling you as our clients. And then we're going to discuss them around a table, and I say a table with inverted commas because we're going to be doing this virtually using the power of Teams, and we're going to have an opportunity to discuss and understand exactly what your issues are. So as I go around the table, each one of the members that we've invited here has got a topic that they've had an issue with one of their clients, and we're going to discuss and understand exactly what the points and problems are going to be as a group. And we invite you all to watch and learn as we go along. So without further ado, let's go and actually see the team in front of us. So hopefully everyone give a little wave to the YouTube. What we're going to do is we're going to go round the room, and our first topic is actually from Jack. So Jack's one of our apprentices. So Jack, would you like to give an introduction to yourself and explain what topic you would like to talk about?
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm an accounts apprentice here at Boffix. I've been here for 5 years. My topic is the importance of using receipts on QuickBooks and also the integration of auto entry and receipt bank for using the software.
Excellent topic. Excellent. Why has it been a problem for clients then? What's brought it to your attention?
Well, clients are wondering how they can send items over to us, their receipts and their bills. And with the integration of what QuickBooks have recently introduced in the QuickBooks receipts has allowed clients to easily send over their receipts to us. So with them, they can easily drag and drop bills and receipts that they've taken a picture of and easily put it on straight onto QuickBooks ready for us to process.
Sounds good, too good to be true a little bit there, doesn't it? So what is it that, what's the reason behind it? Why do we care about clients sending receipts to us?
Well, we want to make sure that their accounts are up to date. We want to make sure that they're claiming for every single expense that they have. So if they've bought something to resell, if they've bought something that's like a bill for like their gas bill or something like that, then they need to make sure that they've claimed for that on their accounts. So they need to make sure that they send it to us so we can record that for them. It's just so that we can either claim for the VAT or make sure that if they've paid it personally, it's not missed off at all if it's not come through the bank account.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Kirsty, what services do you reckon actually this relates to from Boffix?
So this is definitely our bookkeeping service, and the reason that we want that data is if you've had old accountants, or if you can think of an accountant, you might think of taking that heavy box of paperwork in once a year, but I've had clients that have come to me going, that's what I used to do, but on a day-to-day basis, I don't know how much money I've spent, how much money's coming in, and that's why we like QuickBooks and we like that software, because then you can see straight away how you're doing. And I actually wanted to ask our team here, because we do have our bookkeepers with us, what kind of things do clients not send in that they could? Like if they're coming in with receipts, what kind of things do you think they miss that they could potentially get through the business?
Great question. James, do you feel like you can answer one?
Absolutely. I do feel like there's potential gains in mileage, not quite as receipt related as such, but there are clients who do have allowable mileage that they can take through the business where they're not claiming fuel for cars, and that's definitely an advantage on their end because that's almost money they can get out of their business tax free. So it's definitely something a lot of people don't take advantage of, and definitely something I'd recommend.
Yeah, definitely. And Nathan, I mean, you've been dealing with transactions on a time basis and you've started it, haven't you? What's benefit for you? Why do you think it's easier doing it this way?
So I feel like it's easier this way. I feel like it's more beneficial for the client because we do see sometimes that what we would think was a VAT-able allowable expense that we've had, that we know is a VAT allowable expense, but we've not actually been able to add VAT because we've not actually got the receipt there to back it up. And from a HMRC perspective, we're not actually allowed to put VAT on the expense unless we've got the receipt there. So it's something I feel like our clients could be beneficial from.
And that's a really good point. Really good point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the things, isn't it, Jack, where it almost sounds like from certain point of view that we're kind of cheating, if you like, that we're not, we're just relying on this technology to do the job for us, but actually we're helping and we're using it as a way of adding value to clients, aren't we?
Yeah.
Just to interject there, I definitely agree with that point. In saying that, I think it definitely adds a lot more efficiency into that, both for the client and for us. If we can prepare returns quicker based on the information that we've got, especially in regards to VAT, then absolutely it's a bonus for us. And there's always that stage of us doing the work and us looking over that to ensure that the information going in is correct.
Definitely. Nathan, what were you saying?
And it's just the way of everything that's happening at the moment and to do with the coronavirus. So I know some accountants have actually been struggling in the respect of they can't actually get their paper documents. The client can't actually get the paper documents to their accountants. Therefore, this cloud-based software, it just gives a more versatile way of working your books.
Definitely, 100%. And you touched on it really well there about the fact that, our added value is that ability to be able to think about what is it you can claim, what is it you can't claim. Just because you've submitted it to one of these solutions doesn't mean that it should necessarily go through, and that's where we come in and we make sure that it's working well for you.
Of course.
So really good topic there. Anything else anyone wants to bring up about receipt capture and putting in?
I would agree with that.
Oh, brilliant. So just to recap to everyone, if you are sending information in to us, then we at Boffix are trying to find ways to make it as easy as possible for you. That's our aim. The easier we can make the information to get from your hands into our systems, the best way we can make sure that we're giving you the best advice, letting you know, making sure you're getting the best solutions in place. And it's all about then giving you back data. So in forms of reports and fact returns or whatever it's going to be, we want to make sure that you get that information as soon as possible. So that's our aim. And we're always going to keep pushing ourselves and look at innovations to make sure that we can get that data off your hands as simply and as easily as possible. So if you do have any questions, don't forget to contact us and we'll let you know what the best way is going to be. Okay, James, I think you were up next, weren't you? It's kind of COVID related, isn't it, your topic?
Absolutely, yep. So my name's James Harlow. I've been working here for about 2 years as an accounts apprentice. And my topic today is about on the fact that because cash is no longer used as much because of the COVID-19 epidemic, my topic is the fact that more people are using EPOS systems in a more unprecedented way and how that's kind of affecting businesses and things. So obviously now you don't have cash sheets and things like that. A lot of it's online and a lot of it's natural. But I suppose my question for the room is how has that been affected? How have you seen that in effect with clients?
That's a great question. And just before we go to the room though, James,
yes,
there's certain clients we've been using that found it really beneficial, haven't they? Have you got kind of any examples that you can give to that?
We've definitely been able to move over a couple of our hairdressing clients that at first used cash sheets, and it was quite inefficient because a lot of that was kept in house, and being cash, it's something that can quite easily be lost, quite easily be miscounted, and it's just cash distribution and things like that, or ways to improve their own business. So definitely from a management point of view, as well as a financial point of view, it's definitely been very, very useful to us.
Jack, so with the EPOS systems, is there anything that we've found has been better for us lately? Is it been better in terms of integration or anything like that? Is that why we're pushing it a bit more?
Yeah, like James pointed out, with moving over the hairdressing, it's a lot easier for us to simply download the data off the EPOS system, such as Rzetto, that we recommend to use, and it's easier for us to record the transaction. We can simply just download it as either PDF or CSV, import the data onto our bookkeeping software, and simply record it as easy as that, rather than having to use cash sheets, which could be misread, it could be miscalculated prior.
A little birdie's told me that there's more integrations coming that way with QuickBooks. Is that true?
Yeah, we've got Rzetto coming on board eventually, which will help us ideally, because most of our clients do use Rzetto and we do recommend it. We have actually got an Rzetto video on our website, on our YouTube channel. So if you do need any recommendations or any help with Rzetto and how it works, then just please do check that out.
I've got a quick question from a client point of view then. Because we're recommending a whole new system for some people because they've never really had a card system before. Is there anything that a client has to think of beforehand? Anything that they have to do that would be a little bit different than what they usually do?
Great question. Nathan, have you got any points on that one?
The only thing I can really think of is just maybe how much it actually costs to run that system. Even though the EPOS system may seem very practical, you've got to always understand that that EPOS system is also there to make profit in the respect of they may add a premium to your fees, therefore that you might want to charge that premium onto your service if they do want to use that EPOS system.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And James, on that same similar point,
Yes.
talking about how you brought in a really good point there about one of our clients has moved over. Have they kind of given you any indication of how difficult it was to transition from paper to EPOS? Was it,
definitely it was definitely a stark jump, and I think if you're from a primarily cash business, moving to a card system can definitely be a little bit daunting, and there can definitely be mistakes and things that happen. But I think that's part of the learning curve, and I don't think it's been detrimental enough for them to say we would rather go back to cash, especially in these times. So I think even though there's a little bit of a jump and there's a few things to consider, overall I'd recommend it for 99% of people.
See, I think the thing that I really like about it is the actual audit trail behind it.
Yes,
It's just the fact that the reports, it can be absolutely integral to a business to maybe grow and just keep going and just
without doubt. And I think also one thing people kind of forget as well is that image as well, because there's if you've got that clientele where you're trying to be that little bit more professional, that little bit more elite or higher standard, whatever phrase you want to call it, then having that ability to have that really sophisticated EPOS system just gives and just adds to that as well. It's another layer for it as well. Something as simple as being able to accept all the different type of payments now and everything else that goes with it. I think there's a lot to be said for that.
And I know that we're quite a techie group, and I know that sometimes I won't even take my wallet or purse with me. I literally just have my phone. And it's so annoying when you go somewhere and they only take cash. Because I'm just like, it's just so weird now. Even before COVID, I think that was the pattern. It was kind of like we're moving away from cash, but COVID has definitely almost put that nail in the coffin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed there. And Jack, do you think there's any kind of is there any benefit from going from cash to card as well? Have you ever seen it where people have maybe spent more because of card?
Having a card is a lot easier than having cash. You can just simply tap and go with it. With the introduction of contactless, you can tap and go. There's no issue with having to handle money, having to look in your wallet, count out the cash, and you make sure you've got enough before you spend. So making sure that you can just simply yes.
Yeah, perfect. Because I think people do that, don't they? When it's just cash, when it's just cash business, you're almost budgeting yourself in your head, aren't you? You're saying, "Oh, I've got X amount in my wallet, and that's how much I'm going to spend."
Yeah.
It's not that you'll spend anything when it's card, but you have a lot less of a restriction, don't you? So that really encourages people just buy that little bit extra more that they probably wouldn't have bought because they only had X amount in their pocket. So it is really worthwhile kind of looking at and investigating. Brilliant. And James, your topic. Yeah. So how easy is it? Is there anyone they can talk to about the sort of information or anything? Is there anywhere else they can go to if people are interested in EPOS solutions?
Well, absolutely. We have plenty of channels on YouTube that Jack was mentioning on that I'd recommend if you're looking to get into an EPOS system for your business. Alternatively, you can feel free to talk to us and we could probably give you some decent advice as to what works for you. As at the end of the day, there are quite a lot of different systems and you want to find the one that works for you in terms of both hardware and software and getting that all set up for you. But even regardless of that, I still think it's a massive jump to make and it's a very good jump in my opinion.
Great topic. Well done. Okay, so I think Nathan, you had the next topic on board, haven't you? So what would you like to talk about?
So let me just introduce yourself. My name's Nathan. I'm an apprentice accountant, currently working on the bookkeeping team. And my actual topic actually comes from an experience that I had today in regards to that I was actually onboarding a new client in the bookkeeping introduction that we offer. Basically what this is just we basically just invite you to a call and we basically just run through our books, make sure they have a standard of understanding of QuickBooks and making sure that your books are run exactly how you want them to be run. But my main topic today is more regards to the important deadlines for a limited company. So this client in particular that I'm speaking to today was worried about when his accounts were actually due. He's got this big letter from HMRC. It's saying that his accounting period's come to the end. and he was worrying that he only had 2 weeks to actually get his accounts in filed, and he'd not preempted any of it. So I've gone onto Company's House. Company's House is is all public data. You can go onto it anytime. Anybody in the UK can go onto it. It's just companieshousebeta.com. You type in your business name and you have all your business details there, including your registered office address, when your accounts are due, your confirmation statement, and it's just a really good way just to see like just some basic deadlines for your business. So but to do with your actual company accounts, these are like your year-end accounts. You get 9 months to submit them after your year-end, and your year-end is actually based on the incorporation date of your business.
That's great. That's great. And with it being public data, then, like you said, you can search yourself and you can have a look and everything else. Is that something you encourage then? Is that something that you think is that more people should be doing?
It's totally down to your own personal opinion of what you want to be put on there. Here at Boffix, if you do not want to show your own personal address, we do actually offer registered office addresses, and this means that all posts will actually be redirected to us. This can actually be beneficial in regards to some taxes, because instead of I know with some letters from Companies House and HMRC, they can have authentication codes in there, which your accountant actually needs to act on your behalf. So in that way, it can be actually quite beneficial to change your registered office address to your accountant's.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So open to the room then. So any other deadlines or anything that our clients should be aware of, especially if they're just starting out?
There is one thing, and maybe not for starting out, but one thing that I definitely want to make people aware of is it is a COVID point, and it's that Companies House extended the deadline for filing accounts. Here at Boffix, we're still trying to work to the normal 9 months that Nathan mentioned. And because although you submit your accounts to Companies House, you still have to submit your corporation tax return to HMRC, and they've not extended the deadline. So just a small nugget of information there that if you are planning to use the extension, that you still have to keep in mind the corporation tax is still going to be due.
Great point, Matt. That's a great point. And anyone else? Is there any other thing that on the same sort of topic?
It's less of a deadline as such, but it's definitely something to keep in mind of, especially as a business that's just starting, you're getting a lot of traction, and that's the VAT threshold and eventually VAT tax. The VAT threshold at the moment is £85,000, and this isn't £85 of profit, this is £85 of turnover in general, which could be any sort of sales, any sort of contract, etc., etc. As soon as you become VAT, as soon as you hit that threshold, you then are legally obligated to become VAT registered. And at that point, when you're VAT registered, you'll have to file returns where you will have to pay the tax on VAT. And you can either charge these 20% VAT on all of your services or take it inclusively. But regardless of that, it's definitely something to keep an eye out for. And every time your VAT period ends, you have a month and 7 days to actually file that.
Yeah, that's a great point as well. Because that's one of the ones, isn't it, Jack, where we've had it in the past where we've had clients who's come from us from, maybe never had an accountant before, maybe other account, whatever it's going to be. And they've already been past that threshold, and it gets really nasty, doesn't it, at that point? Have you had any kind of tips or anything to keep on top of that?
Yeah, we recommend using a bookkeeping software so you can check your 365 days per rolling 365 days. Once you go over that threshold, you have a certain amount of time before you have to contact HMRC, and then you need to put your VAT registration date as the day that you pass that threshold. We recommend using the bookkeeping software to check it as and make sure your books are up to date. Otherwise, you could be months behind, and therefore incur late penalties because you've either registered late and therefore missed one of your periods, or you'll physically lose money because you're losing that 20% on your sales that you're going to have to charge to your clients.
Excellent point there, well done. So Nathan, you kind of touched on it before about our clients and everything else. How else do we help them? Is there any way they can kind of look for their own deadlines or anything? Do we offer any solution like that for them?
We actually do. I know ourselves, we've actually started to move to a cloud-based client portal called Accountancy Manager. What exactly this is, this holds all of our client data. This is absolutely integral for us. We rely on this quite a heavy amount. And what it does is it has all the information that we hold on the client. This could be whether we're trying to register them for new taxes, trying to file new taxes. It can be compiling returns, and it's just and what we ask our clients to do is when we actually onboard them, we ask them to go into this client portal and check all the details, and they can actually see themselves the deadlines that they hold in regards to VAT, self-assessment. And we actually do use this quite a lot, because I know for the self-assessment we have created our own personal form, which we ask all our clients to complete to help us actually get their return compiled.
Brilliant, brilliant. And that really does give them that kind of confidence, doesn't it? It just gives them one place to look. And we've even got certain clients where they have multiple clients, don't they? And it just brings up all their different companies, all their different elements, and they can go through from there.
It's a really nice, versatile way of a client being able to see all. Especially, it's just a bit more effective when they've got multiple businesses. I know some of our clients, they can find it quite hard to keep on top of everything they need to do for us.
Yeah, definitely. And without giving too much away, compared to what it was before, is this a better solution?
I'd rather not speak about that. Traipsing through 4 or 5 places to try and get some piece of information is catastrophically different.
Yeah, we've been in our time at Boffix, we've changed so much. We found better solutions, and we always ask Nathan this question because he's one of the newer members. So he was here just as we changed this software, and he sings its praises like almost every day because he remembers how difficult it was to keep on top of all the information.
The innovation at Boffix over the past year has been incredible, and I think I actually really do credit the business for the ability to keep carrying on and moving and change it. We're not stuck in our ways, and it's something that's really actually nice.
Yeah, it's always for the benefit of the client, isn't it? That's what we're doing it for. So
exactly.
Speaking of innovation, now the next topic I know from Kirsty. So Kirsty, I'll let you introduce yourself when it comes over to it, but she is our superstar when it comes to mental health and mental well-being and looking after us all, especially at times like this. So Kirsty, what topic would you like to bring to the table?
So my name's Kirsty. I'm the client services team leader. I've also been here for 5 years, and I want to talk about working from home. So this might be a bit of a late topic because, of course, we've been in the lockdown situation since February. But the reason I wanted to bring it up is we know from recent announcements that this is going to be going on a little bit longer for most people. Some of our clients, with them being small business and directors, they're quite used to working remotely, working in different places. But for a lot of us, it's been quite a big change. So I kind of wanted to have a discussion around us for anything that we found beneficial, and especially from a mental health prospect, because it's a little bit lonely working from home. Absolutely. And we've found that at first, but one of the biggest tools that we have is what we're using now. We're actually using Microsoft Teams, and every day we have a daily roundup. Each morning we have a conference call like this one. We discuss what's going on, what the plan for the day is going to be. And then the great thing about Teams is that it has a web chat functionality. So we're actually probably talking more online than we did in the office. And that's definitely been a big help, even if it's just to see a couple of faces every day. And I will tell you, those daily discussions tend to go off on a tangent. And we start talking about the news, we start talking about the world. So that one is definitely one of our biggest helps. But I wanted to throw it out there and see what other kind of helpful hints or tips we might have for people that are probably they've reached the end of their tether with working from home and might need that little bit of a boost.
Yeah, definitely. It's such a hot topic at the moment, isn't it? And
yeah,
unfortunately,
sure.
The recent news, it's something that's going to be here to stay for a while longer. So let's go around the room then. Jack, do you want to go first? Or do you have any hints, tips, or anything to give or any insight into how you've been coping with it?
Yep. So, like Kirsty said, with the social interaction we have is probably the lifesaver, because having that half hour or an hour interaction with each other, it's better than seeing from working from home. It's totally different from working in the office where you're seeing different faces every day. But when you're working from home, you're seeing your family. So it's just nice just to see your colleagues on a different perspective and having to talk to someone else on a day-to-day basis for that half hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is. It just it puts your mind to what's happening outside of the world, and it can help your mental stability as well.
Yeah, and I know during the first part of lockdown, you were very much advocate for going out there and having a wander, weren't you?
Yeah, you just needed to get out to do something for an hour or 2 hours of what you need, just so you're not stuck inside, and like otherwise you're going to go mentally insane. So you just needed that an hour outside just to get a bit of fresh air, get a clear mind, and wait for the next day and just start that process over again. Because it can see everyone's in the same seat at the minute, so everyone just needs to work together and just crack on, and hopefully it'll be over soon.
Yeah,
that's the.
What about yourself?
See, I know myself. I'm a very sports-led type of person. I do love me sports. I love going out and interacting with friends. But obviously, with the coronavirus hitting and us going into lockdown, it was something that I wasn't able to do as much. And I know the thing that really actually helped me, as I used to like to go into the gym. Obviously, they all got closed down, and it was once again just being able to change up. I know the thing that helped me the most was it was just going for, even if it was just a brisk jog down the road, or just go for a mile jog, or just making sure that we're staying active, because it really does benefit your body more than you think it might. You may not think that it helps you on a mental level, but just even getting out and just doing a bit of something, it really, I know myself, I found it beneficial.
Definitely. And James, what you got any tips or tricks or?
I think the best thing to do is during this time when you're kind of locked at home for an unprecedented time, try and set yourself goals, try and work towards those goals, and just try and keep yourself busy. Because at the end of the day, try and take a step away from the job as well. Because when you're at home, you're more encouraged to stay there for a long time, and it is very draining from experience. I think the best thing to do is to take time for yourself, take time to just do what you enjoy, find your passions, and just meet your goals. Because at the end of the day, if you're not working towards something, you're stuck at home almost 24/7, you're going to go insane, as Jack pointed out.
Yeah, I really like that as well, James, because I know, especially between us, and we're all guilty of this, because we no longer had that commute to and from the office, we would be spending an extra 10 minutes or an extra 30 minutes doing some work, and that soon turns into an extra hour, an extra 2 hours.
It's exponential. You give it 5 minutes and it becomes 50 minutes quite quickly. So
it's just
making sure.
You see, with being in the office, it's kind of like you're there, you have your dinner, you go home. You might have college work, you might have other commitments that you need to do that regard work. But especially being at home, it's just the convenience of like, oh, I'll just jump on and do a little bit, and then or all of a sudden it's a little bit. Oh, you're there on a Saturday, and you're like. It's just being able to rein yourself in and making sure that you are living that healthy lifestyle that's needed, especially at this time.
I was going to say, as well as making sure you have those working hours, it's also having a working space. So when I first started working from home, we weren't sure how long this was going to be. So I was actually downstairs in one corner of the living room. And even once I'd switched off, my computer was still there. It was still like a presence. I wasn't able to fully switch off. So after some hectic cleaning of the spare bedroom, this is now my office, and it's nice having that space, because outside of working hours, the door is closed, and then the rest of my home is to relax and to have that break away from it. And even just small things like that. I know for most people don't have that luxury, because of course we have some even within our team that are living with family. But even if it's within your own bedroom or within a certain place, if you can dedicate one part of it to work and keep that a workspace, and also decorate it, have fun. Like, if you could see my room, I've got pictures up on the wall, and it's just this nice little space. And that
is maybe one thing that I do miss from the office. It's just the themes of like Halloween, Christmas.
I know, yeah, we do decorate in the office. Yep.
We are guilty.
It's not the same, is it, where you just decorate your own space. But no, I think definitely what people have said there, especially what Kirsty said about and James said about actually leaving and that switching off from time to time and having that ability, if you can, to shut that door is huge. I'll always recall the story of when we first went into lockdown, and there was this one particular day where I didn't, not did I not leave the house, I didn't leave the top floor. So for 24 hours straight. So you've got yourself getting to that.
Yeah, it's a bad precedent for certain.
Exactly. You're not doing yourself any favour. You're not doing your clients any favour at the end of the day, because you're not going to be able to fully give the best advice, because yourself, you need that break. So yeah, definitely everything that people have said, and we don't know how much longer it's going to be. So try and find yourself a more permanent solution as we possibly can, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll all get through this together. So with that, then I think for our first impromptu, I say impromptu, we had a bit of a prep for it, but not too much. I think I've really enjoyed this. What about you, lot? How have you found this? Have you found this insightful? Do you think clients and whatnot are going to find any use out of this?
I think so. I think that the people who are, I think as a brand grows potentially it's something. But yeah, I quite enjoyed doing that actually. I enjoyed it more than I thought. I was a bit like, I don't know if I'm really too bothered about this. To be fair, it was okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we've been doing Zoom calls for so long, and we're not the only ones. Everyone's doing them, and Teams meetings. I think it's kind of become a little bit of the norm. Like, there's even TV shows that are bringing people in on screens. So yeah, it's not as odd as we thought it would be.
No.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a weird one for sure.
Yeah, I noticed on Bargain Hunt they couldn't go to the auction house.
Relevant there by Nathan.
Is this going to be like the after show? Like you have to donate on Patreon to get access to this bit afterwards?
All right, brilliant. Okay, with that, any more topics or any more before we do the wrap up?
No, but if anyone does have any topics they want us to discuss as a group, rather than a single video, they can always pop us an email to hello@boffix.com, because we are looking for more topics and we'd rather talk about what you want to hear as well.
Definitely.
Of course, we're always happy to research anything that could be of use to our viewers and ourselves.
Perfect. Brilliant. And with that then, that is it. That is our first and our pilot episode of the Boffix Roundtable. Now, we're going to make sure we do this on a monthly basis for you all. And as Kirsty and James just said, please make sure that if you do have any topics, get them over to us. And then that way we can make sure that we are giving you exactly what you need out of this. Hope you found this useful. Hopefully you found that we can give you some insights into your business and give you some ways in which you can make sure that you're doing the best out of your business and getting some tips and tricks that go through with it. We've enjoyed doing this for you, and a big thank you to the team for giving up their time to come in and give this insight for you. So with that, I will hope to see you on the next video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and everything else that comes with it, so you're in the right place to find more content like this. Cheers, and bye for everyone.
Yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter. That it's real, cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah. You know I want him nah. My heart is saying yeah.